Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now after his emphatic win over Kell Brook in the 4th round, Terence Crawford has said that he wants to fight Manny Pacquiao next, and promoter Bob Arum had this to say about it. It was set to take place in the Middle East before the Minister of Health stopped it, but we're now in talks and want to do it in the Middle East before Ramadan. Now, obviously considering they were talking about this, that completely puts to bed the potential fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, which is the one we all want to see. Now, I'm not going to deny that a Pac-Man fight with Terence Crawford is a good one, but that still deviates from the fight that we really want, which is against Errol Spence. Now, of course, Errol Spence has the WBC and IBF world titles, and Manny Pacquiao holds a version of the world title, the WBA Super Welterweight World Championship, and Terence Crawford holds the WBO. So, if he could unify against Pac-Man, get that belt, then he would go in unified champion against a unified champion. But yes, that is there, but if they cannot make this fight now, then how are they going to be able to make it then? So that is the question that we all have. When will this fight happen? Will it happen at all? Can they have two welterweights like this in the same division, undefeated world champions as well, and not fight? Because it seems to be one thing after another why this fight does not happen. And can the camps work together? Can the promotional teams work together? Yes, they can, because they've done Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. So ultimately this fight is something that can happen, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, but it doesn't seem to be going ahead. Now, should Pac-Man be fighting Terence Crawford? Well, yeah, because he's a world champion, but then again, you have to look at it like this. There are two current undefeated world champions, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. You would think that they would both make a beeline toward one another. Now, this is what Terence Crawford had to say about that Pac-Man fight. I already said who I want. I want Pacquiao. I want to revisit that fight. That was a massive fight. That was a fight that should have happened right now, but being the pandemic happened and they weren't allowing fans to fly to the Middle East, they had to put it on hold for that. Everything was 95% done. We had the venue. The money was almost there. It wasn't quite there. That was the only thing we were waiting on. So clearly they were looking to make that fight with Pac-Man instead of Kell Brook anyway. Kell Brook was almost like an interim fight, which, I mean, we knew that anyway. We knew that Terence Crawford wasn't actively seeking out Kell Brook, but, I mean, considering it was kind of an interim fight, he dealt with the fight extremely well, because you normally see interim fights that the champion is not interested in. You see them underperform. We didn't see that in this fight. But I just think that he should be looking toward the Errol Spence fight. But then again, maybe that's a fight that just cannot happen. Maybe that's just completely off the cards. But you would think that after Errol Spence has had his fight, and now that Terence Crawford has got a good victory over Kell Brook, you would think that that is the natural fight now to head towards. Manny Pacquiao, of course, is a world champion, so he should be on the radar of those guys. I mean, Floyd Mayweather said they should fight one another. The young guys should be seeking one another out, which I do agree with. He said that Manny Pacquiao fights who Manny Pacquiao wants, because he's at that age, he's got the legacy in the sport of boxing to be able to choose who he fights next. So that was kind of Floyd Mayweather's take on this situation. And I have to say, I do agree with the fact that they should be fighting one another. I do disagree with the fact that they should not be seeking out Manny Pacquiao, because he is a world champion. So what are you going to do? Just allow him to sit there and do whatever he wants on his side of the welterweight division? No, they're not going to do that. They shouldn't do that. But it's just the fact that we have to ask the question, if they are not going to make this fight now between Spence and Crawford, when is it going to happen? Because they are both clearly in their prime. Obviously, Errol Spence needs his comeback fight, and then the fight should happen next year, but it seems like it's going to be Pac-Man next for Terence Crawford. I'm not complaining, that's going to be a great fight. It is, it's really going to be a good fight, but it's not the Errol Spence fight, and I think that is the only problem with it. Other than that, I have no problem with it, because I think that it is a very good fight. And it truly does seem like that is the fight that they are looking towards next. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Pac-Man versus Terence Crawford. Good fight, very good fight. Not necessarily the fight that we did want after this Kell Brook fight for Terence Crawford, but still, it is going to be an entertaining fight, if and when it happens, which it seems like it is going to. Anyway, guys, drop your thoughts on this in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.